Hi, revolutionaries. Real revolutionaries. It's Danielle again. I'm filling in for Jen because she's still on holiday, but she might still upload her video on this topic, which is, was a question sent in from someone about, or asking for some coping techniques to deal with some negative thoughts that are spiraling out of control. In regards to, I believe it was someone making a comment about their body, but I'm not 100% sure. So, the first thing that I thought of was something that I was thinking about this week, which was your weight does not define your worth. When I was doing my laundry, there's a scale in the laundry room, and I kept passing it. I'm like, oh, I want to weigh myself. But then decided against it because I was like, no, my weight does not define my worth. How I look doesn't define how I am as a person, who I am as a person. So I think having that as a mantra might help. I guess if you associate the two together. If not, then I don't know. That was just something I was thinking of. So, the one piece of advice that I have for in the moment, when, like, something just happened and you're having to deal with it, would be reverse the situation. And let's say a friend came to you saying that they were feeling the way that you're feeling right now, and think about the advice that you would give them. I bet it would be a lot different than you just trying to give yourself advice, right? Because it's always easier to give advice than it is to take it. So, that would be my one piece of advice of dealing with the negative thoughts in the moment. But a bigger thing, I think, is how you treat yourself on the daily and how you deal with these thoughts daily, right? So some of the things that I do, I surround myself with images of women that I think are gorgeous, and lots of women that have a similar body type to me, or maybe one that I aspire to a little bit. And I'm not just getting my images from or through the mainstream media, because trying to fix the distorted thinking that I already have, right? And after having it around you all the time, it starts to become normal to you, and it slowly changes. Like, you don't even think about it, right? So that's something. Surround yourself with images of people that look like you. As well as of just surrounding yourself with things that you think are beautiful, people that you think are beautiful. Anyways, so my next step is something that went around a couple years ago, I believe, is write a love letter to your body. Look it up on YouTube or Google it. My example is like this, or a piece that I used when I wrote a love letter to my body was, I initially, like, I don't like my hands, I don't like my fingers. And I'm not going to share what they look like because I'm so self-conscious about them. But when I was writing my letter, I wrote all the reasons why I love them. I'm so grateful for having two functioning hands because it allows me to write letters to people I love, make lists, which is something that I love to do, paint, I like to work with my hands in general. I like to crochet and do those types of things, put on makeup. I love makeup. And so when I thought of all of those things, it was like, oh, don't hate on your hands. They work, you know? So that's an example. Another thing that I do is I take photos of myself, my body, and I don't share them with people, but just for myself, so I can get, like, I'm trying to build a better mind and body connection, right? And so that's something that I do. Another thing is, as a resource, is Tumblr. Tumblr has great resources for, not just body positivity and body acceptance, but they have communities for, health at every size, and just so many images of people who look like people that look like you, So that could be a great resource and a place where you can start collecting some images. Another thing is sometimes, depending on your mood, I guess, which is going to go into what songs I use as anthems, is depending on your mood. So sometimes, because like if I get frustrated or whatever, the type of music I like to listen to is generally, okay, the Distillers. I love the Distillers. It just makes me want to be like, who fucking cares? So just in general. But then my point is that sometimes you just have to say, who cares? Not that no one cares, you care, you want to work on yourself, but as far as letting that person's words drag you down so much and bring you in a out of control spiral of negative thoughts about yourself, So, I will close with some more artists or songs that I like to listen to. This is just current. So, current songs that I love, I think Lady Gaga's Born This Way is great as far as like the upbeat in the words. Beyonce's Run the World. I love MIA. One of my favorites by her right now is Bring the Noise. These are just songs that are empowering to me. Kelly Osbourne's Shut Up. And then Amanda Palmer's In My Mind. Watch that video, it's really good. And Ingrid Michaelson, I love her, and here's 4 songs that sometimes I'll just have on repeat going through, because depending on whatever mood I'm in. But The Way I Am, Be Okay, Keep Breathing, and Everybody. They're great songs, feel good. Sometimes I'm crying a little when listening to them, but I don't know. I hope I was able to help a little bit. Let me think. Is there anything else? How to wrap this up? I think that's it. Okay, your weight doesn't define your worth. And another thing is, it's okay to not be okay. So if you're in a moment where you're not okay, it's okay. Allow yourself to feel those things and just work on doing things that will help you get out of that downward spiral, So it was nice being on for the past 2 weeks. I had fun. This week was a little bit stressful, and this video is now 8 minutes long. So I'm going to go, and that's it. Adios.